congressional delegations, of the violations, and the third step will be to inform the people of what they can do to get involved to enact changes in our government. Our government's broken. We need to fix it. A good analogy would be like, you got your computer and it gets all full of crap. You just gotta reformat the hard drive. So I think that's what
I've heard that so many times.
That's what we got to do is we're going to reboot our government, and hopefully we're going to restore liberty through the process of the Continental Congress.
Yeah, I've heard that so many times from so many people. I actually, one of the other guys said reboot, and then I kind of repeated it to somebody else, and he said yeah. So you're under the impression that we kind of have to scrap everything and then just start over.
We're going to withdraw our consent to be governed by corrupt government.
There you go. Yeah,
we want to restore it back to a constitutional nature. So basically, any of the laws that they've made that are unconstitutional are basically null and void, or just you can back up and restart from that point.
All right. Yeah. So you sounds like a little Freeman angle there.
Yeah.
So what do you think? From the Freeman standpoint, and from what I understand of being a Freeman, is that what do you feel about you take the first 10 amendments and you tear off everything after the first 10 amendments and just burn it with extreme prejudice? What do you think about that idea?
Well, it would be interesting to reset the clock back prior to the time of Lincoln, and then life was so much simpler then, but they've complicated things when they incorporated the United States, capital letters, Washington D.C. and sold our souls to the bankers and
to Dun and Bradstreet.
The Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and all them. And we're going to hopefully regroup once we show that the Federal Reserve is a fraud, and the income tax is basically a fraud to pay the interest on the debt to the Federal Reserve.
So what would you
them to give all our gold back?
So what would you say about as far as now if I had to ask you, what percentage of the American population believes that 9/11 and the Fed and Kennedy assassination and just to throw a few out and let's just say those three, 9/11, Fed, and the Kennedy assassination, knows that the official story behind all whatever is fraudulent?
It could be possibly a third of the people know about it, but what can you do about it? That's the problem. You can keep digging up evidence, but it's just like the same problem with the petitions and redress agreements that Bob's been handing Congress. They're just not responding. So we want to do this peacefully. I mean, that's the goal, is to have basically the revolution, is the Ron Paul, the backward love.
That's right. Love, peace, love. And that's one of the things with Freeman is you look into laws and legal stuff, you don't see peace, love, or truth in any of their words. So I don't want to be a part of that.
Not to be, I'm not a highly religious person, but God has to help us, God helped our country get started, to give sovereignty to the human being, and that'll have to happen again.
What do you think about people being free to choose to call God whatever they want to call it? What if they want to call it the tuna sandwich that I worship?
Well, that's what America is all about. So you're supposed to be able to have your own religion, as long as it doesn't impede on the other people practicing your religion.
Right. Now, what do you know about your sheriff's office and what kind of power that the sheriff's office holds? Because that's a really
that goes back to the Sheriff Mack. He's been teaching in his book that the sheriff is the highest power in the land.
Yeah, I think he's great, and I've latched on to what he's doing, and I'd like to hear what people think. It goes back to the
grassroots. So the power comes from the people, then it flows to the states, and then the states grant through their permission power to the federal government. But unfortunately, it's not that way. It is. We've been being blackmailed with the. They put a gun in our face, say, give us our tax dollars, and then maybe we'll give them back to you if you do what we wanted you to do.
Right. So from the Freeman angle, it's like if you take off if you take the first 10 amendments and you rip off everything after that, then their government actually disappears, because their government is based on the 14th Amendment and everything past that, pretty much, which passes laws for the citizens and the persons and the residents and the slaves. And does not pass any laws for citizens, which are the uppercase letter C citizens.
Yeah, that would make a tremendous difference if we recognize human beings as people instead of the corporate word person.
Amen.
And it's like this whole deal about Obama. I mean, I'm afraid if the United States is a corporation, then Obama is the CEO, and the Constitution doesn't apply to him.
Right.
If the Constitution doesn't apply to him, then to overthrow the whole thing, it should be pretty straightforward. You just show that it's not the government that was created by the Declaration of Independence.
So now, from that understanding, where that people have been turned into citizens and persons, do they have constitutional rights?
Well, that's going to be a big argument, that we got to expose the whole fraud. That it's all corporations. And
Right.
What are we? Are we actually human beings, or
Yep.
are we inventory and property?
Right. They want to give us something. They want to make us join us to something that doesn't have rights, so that we then don't have rights.
Well, that's what happened under monarchy. You're subjects of the monarchy. And then we shed ourselves of that
Right.
through the Declaration of Independence, but now we find ourselves imprisoned again.
Right. Yeah. In the 14th Amendment, it says all persons are subjects of the state that they. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, they're not citizens. They're subjects.
They said they're subjects of the state that. Wow. It's amazing when you read the Constitution and what the words.
The hard
are.
part is trying to convince the general public about all this, and you have to do it gradually, but it's all through continual education process, which is. We're doing it on a grassroots level down there in Eastern Iowa. We have this group called superliberty.com. We have regular meetings and we have subcommittees that teach like the fully informed jury. And
what's the name of the website again?
Superliberty.com.
Superliberty.com. Okay,
Yeah,
just like it's spelled, right?
Yeah, it's a spin-off of the Ron Paul meetup group. We just
Excellent.
into our Super Liberty group. We have floats in the parades. We got a subcommittee that does the fully informed jury flyers at the courthouse. They even had a run-in at the federal courthouse. They had federal marshals come out there and chase them off the street, saying, you're breaking the law. Well, they were defended by the local police department. They said, no, they're not breaking any law. Just leave these people alone,
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And you're doing something that doesn't bother your neighbor, they should leave you alone.
Yeah.
And once you cross the line in your neighbor's space and you're causing a complaint, then at least respect their petition of redress. That you're causing them some distress.
Right. And that's what the common law is based on, and I had that same thought, about as far as like the law is like you can do freedom is you can do whatever you want to do as long as you're not hurting anybody else, and that's what common law is. There's 3 laws you got to follow, and that is don't hurt anybody, don't steal anything, and don't contract in fraud.
Yep.
And I can handle those. You know what I mean? Those are easy to remember. I can write them on my mirror in the morning. Don't hurt anybody. I remember to do that stuff.
The golden rule: do unto others as you expect them to do unto you.
Exactly. Natural law. That's the natural law.
It's just those basic rules of civilization. And then you toss in a bunch of lawyers and you get all this corporate crap, and then it's a big tangle, and you go, how the hell do we get out of this?
Right.
I'd say reboot that hard drive. It says format, you push that format button and you erase everything.
Amen. So what do you think just specifically about the sheriffs, the message about the importance of getting our sheriff's departments back? What do you think you'll bring back to your constituents?
You're going to have to, first of all, you're going to have to educate the candidates that are running for sheriff, and then weed out the ones that don't seem to accept the fact that they have power. We've already had an interview with our sheriff.
Yeah, I tried to sit down and have an appointment, and I think if the sheriff is not willing to sit down and have an appointment, he shouldn't be sheriff.
That's a start, and that's a campaign issue that you bring up during any campaign. Here this guy is supposed to at least listen to you, and if you won't even give you an audience.
Right. Actually, and it was me and 5 of my peers. I said, me and 5 of my peers, you're people, but we're just citizens anyway. So, all right. Well, this was great, man.